What's up guys, my name is Jax and I'm going to be telling you a story time about my very first PAX convention. So the first convention I ever went to was PAX Prime in 2012. Now this is out in Seattle. If you're not familiar with the PAX conventions, which if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you are. I went to this convention as an exhibitor for Corsair, and this was the very first time I ever took a taste of being an exhibitor at a convention. And I'll tell you what, it stuck with me that much that I have been an exhibitor ever since 2012. I have worked multiple gaming conventions, and that just goes to say on how much this experience had changed my life for the better, because I've made so many friends, had so much fun, and I have so many memories from these past 4 years of being at the PAX conventions. The very first day of PAX itself was mind-blowing. I can't even explain. First of all, I made the mistake of wearing heels, and I will get to why you should not wear heels working a PAX booth. I don't know why I thought I was going to wear them, but I did, and it was a mistake. Huge mistake. Very big mistake. Luckily, the hotel I was at was connected to the convention center, so it made it extremely easy to get back on my lunch break and change my shoes. So walking in those doors was just incredibly mind-blowing. And I'm going to say mind-blowing a lot in this video, just so you guys know, because of how incredible this was. I can't even explain how I was feeling that day as I walked through those doors. I guess I could say I was mind-blown. That would probably be a little bit of an example, but it doesn't fully describe exactly what was going through my head when I entered those doors. There were lights everywhere. It was dimmed because of the lights for the booths that had games going. You heard these sounds from the advertisements and little movies that were going on at these booths. I was obsessed with Twitch when I had first gone to this convention, so when I saw the Twitch booth and it was right across from the booth I was working at, that was insane, because my eyes just lit up in stars, like, oh my god, I'm across from the Twitch booth, this is so cool. Nowadays it's like, oh, the Twitch booth, cool. It's amazing how your perspective changes after that first initial just thrown into the scene. But I'm not going to say that I don't like Twitch. I'm just saying I'm not as hyped up about it as I used to be when I was first going to these conventions. But I got to the booth, I got my uniform, and I got set up, and I was ready to go for the day. I had never been so excited to actually be at a booth that I had interest in, that were doing a tournament, that were having drawings for Origin PC computers, and anyway, so Corsair and Origin PC were partnered for this booth, and it was pretty cool because it was two companies that I really do like, and it was very awesome to be working for them. So the first day I had worn heels. This is the story of why I don't wear heels at conventions anymore. I learned my lesson. After about, oh god, I can't even think, I think probably 4 hours of standing and walking around in heels, I started limping. And I didn't know if it was my shoes, because the shoes I was wearing, eventually, yes, I do get sore feet in them, so that was another red flag as to why I wore them. Apparently I wanted to look taller and I wanted to look good for my first time at a booth. That was a mistake. So, anyway, working the booth, get my lunch break. Sat there and decided, I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to get food, or am I going to go change my shoes and run back to the hotel? The hotel was only about a 15-minute walk there and back together, so it wasn't hard for me to run back to the hotel room, change my shoes, and come back. I actually ended up doing that instead of getting lunch, just because I could not stand up the entire time. I had gotten to the point where I almost needed to sit down because my feet just screaming bloody murder. So got back to the booth and I finished up the day easily in my skate shoes. It was an awesome experience. It was so much fun. I was giving out shirts for the people who were playing in the tournament, because every person that competed in the tournament got a shirt. So I was giving those out and getting people set up with that. It was a fast day. I kid you not, the first day of PAX is always the fastest for me. It blows by. The slowest day is always the last day. Every other day, it's like, boom, done. You walk in the door and you're like, oh, wait, nope, we're done now, we're leaving. So that's one thing that I really enjoyed, was how fast time flew, because I was actually doing something I enjoyed. I've worked promotions where I'll stand there and it's only a 3-hour promotion, and time crawled. It's like, oh, it's only been an hour. I feel like I've been here for 8. So I didn't have that problem at all when it came to PAX. It flew by. So at the end of the very first day of PAX for me, they had what they called, like, I don't know what it's actually called. I'm not going to say it's what they call it. It's what I call it. They had an exhibitor social. And this is where they have hors d'oeuvres, where they have alcohol and everything, and all the exhibitors get together, talk. You can check out some of the booths if they're still going to run their booths. Otherwise, some exhibitors will just shut them down and not even let you demo anything, which it's not a terrible thing because, I mean, at the end of the day, you really want to relax, unwind, and network. And that's where it comes into my one phrase that I've learned from a lot of people and I always will remember. Your work never stops at the booth. If you are a true exhibitor and you are in it to network and meet other people and get involved in the gaming community, your networking is going all day. Even the after parties, you're partying. Yes, it's a lot of fun, but you're also networking. So it's not like you get to be the people that go to these conventions, get into a party, get super drunk, and pass out. It's more than that. Especially to me, though. It's a lot more than that to me. So all the other days of working in the booth, like I said, time flew by very quickly. It was a lot of fun, very, very cool, and I met so many people. We had a cosplay contest at the booth. We had TSM, which if you are a League of Legends fan, you would know who they are. They were at the booth signing autographs and hanging out. It was really nice to be able to meet some of those players. At the time, I was a big League of Legends fan. I'm not now. If you guys want to know like my favorite games that I'm into now, obviously you can see it from my channel or you can just ask me and I will let you guys know. But all in all, it was a huge experience for me and it's set the ball rolling for what I am doing now and who I am now. I wouldn't have the friends I have today and I wouldn't have the experience I have today if it wasn't for getting the opportunity at that convention with that great company and the great people that were there. And I don't know if anyone actually remembers me at that booth. Probably not. I have seen a lot of people still working that booth that I had worked with previously. Very nervous to ever say hi to them. I don't know why I am. I'm not 100% sure why I would be. But I am because I think I waved to someone once and I don't think they remembered me. So that would be why I haven't actually really even reconnected with anyone I worked with at the booth except for the Origin PC group. During the 2 days I didn't work, I was able to keep my badge and walk around and explore the convention. It was so much fun. It was really cool to go to all these booths, got a ton of swag. I might have gotten this shirt, I think, from the convention. I don't know what year this one was from. This is my Shadow of Mordor shirt. I could be extremely wrong of what year I got this, but it's a very comfy shirt. A lot of my gaming shirts I get from these conventions, and I get very lucky that they have my size, because by the time I get to any of these booths and try out the game to get whatever swag they're giving out, generally the smalls are gone the first 2 days of the convention. If you don't get them, you'll never get them. It was awesome being able to have the 2 days off to actually see the convention. So I guess I kind of was an attendee, kind of not. It really depends on how you want to look at it. I guess I was like a 50-50 situation of being an attendee and actually being an exhibitor. Nowadays, I'm a full-time exhibitor, and I actually never get to really walk the show floor except for during the what I call the exhibitor social and at the beginning of the days, because you get to get into the place early. I'm allowed to roam around and check things out. That's pretty much the only time I get to buy souvenirs or swag, whichever you guys want to call it. But that's the only times I ever get to do any of that. Now when people ask me if I'd rather be an attendee or an exhibitor, I'm always going to say I want to be an exhibitor. And yes, I know I don't get a lot of time to play any of the games, but there's probably very few that I actually want to try out when I'm ever at the convention, and eventually on like breaks I might get the chance to do that. But as for actually spending an entire day there, I could not do a full 3 or 4 days at a gaming convention. I could probably only do maybe 2 before I've seen it all and I'm good. Working a booth, I never get bored. It's one of those things where I'm excited every day I get there. I'm always a half hour to an hour early because I want to see everything, I want to people watch. And it's an enjoyable experience for me. So when people ask me, oh, don't you want to be a attendee one day and actually be able to hang out and meet people and play games? yes and no. I sometimes wish I could, but at the same time, working a booth, I can still network at that booth. So it's not a huge deal for me. I get to talk to people, I get to talk about things I love, and I am easily entertained, especially when it comes to working a booth, because you meet so many new people, so many personalities, cosplays, everything in between. Well, that's it, guys. My story time is over for my first PAX convention. Hopefully I didn't miss any details at all. Might have not 110% sure, because it was 4 years ago. I'm trying to remember. If you guys have any other kind of story times that you specifically want me to do, whether it be my favorite video games, what got me into gaming, well, anything gaming related, I guess. Or I guess if you want to ask me personal questions, I can do a Q&A video as well. This is my first video of my story times. I'm hoping to do more and be able to do more for you. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments below what you guys want to see, what you guys think, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!
Oh my god, okay. No. Ah! Damn it. Damn it! Damn it! Ah! Ah! What is this shit? Come on. No. Yes! Okay. Stripes. Gotcha. Quick fire challenge. Love is in the air. Choose other